Hello, and welcome to the Watching Now podcast from Couch Soup. Today, we are going through Dan to Dan Season 2. We did a special earlier on the year for the Dan to Dan movie, the Dan to Dan Evil Eye. I think that's what it was called, right, Tom?
Yeah, the evil eye.
And that was basically a little bit of a recap of last season and the first three episodes of this season. Why? Why it was only three episodes and that landed on a fucking cliffhanger? I have no clue, but we're gonna get into that later. But first, we should introduce our crew. The crew is really small. Today we have Tom,
Uh,
and you got me. I'm Ian. I'm hosting this shiznit.
What the hell are you talking about?
he is the main man's of this podcast because he's in freaking everything.
I'm not in everything.
Majority. It's basically your podcast at this point.
Just a little bit of background. I am pretty much an anime noob. I don't have a lot of experience in watching anime. I've got a little bit better at that over the last since Dandadan came out because Dandadan was really the first one that I really watched. I have since watched Sakamoto Days and it's fucking awesome. And I've watched Freerun, which is a different vibe, but I still love
Excellent.
it. There are a few things which I haven't vibed with, which we won't go into because I'll get some hate.
I'm asking those questions later.
Well, I still haven't finished Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which isn't
You're
yeah.
wrong.
I tried again. I tried again last night and I fell asleep and I was not happy with it. Right. So Dan to Dan season 2 has finished right now. We just had the finale like a week or so or 2 weeks ago, and we're going to
Yes.
talk about the whole season. Like not the whole beat by beat, because that'd be ridiculous in a 1 hour podcast. But we'll talk about like the beats and what we want to talk about in the season. But first, we're going to do it with no spoilers. So this is our initial thoughts. Tom, Tom, what did you think? What did you think of it about this season? All in all, as a summary.
Well, Ian, I still enjoyed it. Before going into Down Down the series, I had read some of the manga, so I was already vibing with the general premise of the story. I love Science Saru. I think they're amazing as a studio. I do, but with this season two, it's just season one, part two. I don't know why they cut up or why they called it season two, but the way that episode 13 continues from 12 and how episode 24 ends and how it parallels earlier stuff, it's like this was just season one. This should have been, in anime terms, core one, core two, been done one after another, maybe with a few weeks in between. Still loved it. There was moments that I was laughing, like everything to do with Turbo Granny, and also Gigi became my favorite character because he's great. I really liked it, but I kind of wish it came out right after the first stuff because it very much feels like just one season chopped up. That is an anime thing, so I'm curious to see how you feel about that sort of stuff. But yeah, enjoyed it. Release schedule's a bit like,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Obviously, I think at the end of the season one, I messaged you saying, "What the fuck is that ending? There's not an ending. It's barely
no.
even a cliffhanger. What the fuck is that all about?" And then when we watched the film, I said, "What the fuck was that ending? It wasn't an ending. It's a barely a cliffhanger." What the hell are we doing? Now I have to wait 3 months to watch it. And I was sort of so annoyed that I waited to watch it all in one go in when it came out on Netflix. I didn't watch it week by week. I watched it all at the end. It ended okay this time, to be fair. So you are right. This whole season, if I take it with season one, then that's a really, really, really good season.
Mm.
Having said that, fucking love Dan the Dan, man. I just love it. There's some things that I don't like about it, like some characters that we got introduced to. They suck. They suck so bad. But in general, I laughed my head off in some places. I was I was rooting for Okarun and Momo for in some places. I liked some of the stuff that comes back from the first half of season one, if we want to call it that. I really like it. I like this show. I just fucking like this show.
Is good, is good.
That's generally what we thought about season two. Should we go on to some spoilers?
Sure.
Let's go to the spoilers. Should we do a really, really brief recap of the first three episodes? Because we've already talked about that. We've talked about it ad nauseum for about an hour. We left off with Momo getting almost sexually assaulted in a spa by some weird family
Oh,
in
the
Gigi's.
fucking ketos.
Yeah, the ketos, weird people trying to get at Momo. Really odd. Didn't like that from last season. The way that they sort of sexualized children, that was really bad. But it left off there. Okarun and Gigi found a hole in Gigi's house, which was weird. I can't say any other descriptor that other than weird and spooky, probably.
Odd.
And then the Keto family turned up, hijinks ensue. Turns out there's some weird Mongolian death worm in under the ground.
That likes the Mongolian throat sing to cause people to kill themselves.
It's not ideal,
Wednesdays, am I right?
but it's okay because Gigi has a nice evil spirit attached to him. At this point, that's what he thinks. That's what he thinks at this moment. That he's got like a nice friend to play with that negates the Mongolian death worm. So he sort of saves Momo and Okarun from killing themselves, and then more hijinks ensue when Gigi gets fully taken over by this nice spirit and becomes evil spirit called Evil Eye. That's why it's called Evil Eye. There's some sick stuff in there. Good fights, purple everywhere, because
Contrasting with red, which is really pretty.
and the green of Momo's, hand stuff, hand
Yeah.
stuff.
Come again for Big Fudge?
Dude, that's dirty. You talking about Momo's hand stuff?
Yeah,
Please sexualizing.
I didn't mean to, but it just happened. We're gonna leave it there.
We're gonna leave it that one there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bite that one.
In the end, Momo gets out of the hole with the Mongolian deathworm thing and kills it with the sun. And then it ends with the volcano starting to erupt in this town. Right. So brief overview. I talked for a long time then. And I got bored whilst I was talking to you. So I'm not surprised you're really already fall asleep. That first bit as a brief like thing. You got anything to add there, Tom?
Uh, Besides the fact that I still think the ketos are like disgusting. I hate their skin. They had some cool fights, but like, ugh, I don't like them. I don't have much more to add on the those first three episodes, besides the fact that it should have been the first four. That's the ending of like that, like the cursed house arc, essentially. Rewatching it, like, and then in the context of the whole season, I still really like how the colors of each character, like when they're in
Yeah.
fights, like Okarun's red, Gigi's purple, Momo's green, and even Ira is pink.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
like how, like, especially like throughout this entire season, whenever like there's big fights or anything, you could always can spot them out, and they always contrast well against whoever they're fighting or whoever they're fighting with. I think that's something that this series has done really, really well. There's a fight with a bunch of composers,
Hmm.
spirits, and I really like how it contrasts like the black and white aesthetic with just these pops of color.
Yeah.
And I just watching episode three, where it was Oakland versus Gigi, that just came back to me. I'm like, damn, this is why I really like how visually stunning Dan Dan is, because it
Yeah.
just kind of nails that.
That real close-up fight where Gigi's got them in the purple house and Okarun goes full throttle inside the house, and
Like,
that was a sick fight. That
does some squats,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
counts to 20, unless it's different
Yeah,
of course.
I bow to your memory. It should have been a 4 episode fucking arc on the movie because
Yes.
the fourth episode ties up that arc. There is it is the end of the volcano arc. It's the end of the Keto family for now arc. It's it's just it's just the end of it. And it ends with a really nice moment from Momo and Okarun as well. It just feels like I want to say pleasurable, satisfying,
Yeah,
satisfying. It was a satisfying ending, and that's what I feel like the movie should have been, rather than like a real stupid tease for the rest of the season.
because like I said, like in episode 4, you have Momo putting out the volcano. You have Gigi's Evil coming back and sort of fighting off, getting revenge on the people who killed him when he was younger, like in past lives and stuff. Return of a bunch of characters. Psycho shows up. Mantis Strip guy. Wham wham
Mr.
wham.
Peony,
I love him so much, and I love his kid. His kid's adorable.
Chiquitita.
And then like when the kid is like flying the spaceship and just starts singing like we're gonna put out the lava with a dead death worm. We're gonna wash out the lava.
I'm a shooting star with a big worm corpse, using it like a hoe.
Probably different to you because I watched it in English, but like just it was just so cute. I'm like, oh my God, you're adorable because you're just a little man,
Just a little shrimp.
just a little shrimp man.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good the way that Momo figured out how to put out the volcano as well. Um, just with using the Mongolian deathworm's corpse as a fire hose slash
Yeah,
sticky thing, like because the water was sort of like draining its insides of its like sticky sappy thing, and that was what was
it's
causing.
goo,
Yeah, the goo, the horrible goo
the
that
goo.
that got Turbo Granny and Okarun at the end of episode 3. It was disgusting. But what annoyed me was like Mrs. Keto could see that she'd putting out the fucking volcano and saving the village, something that she said that her and her family have been trying to do for the whole of the time that she's been alive, which is a long time, as we've discussed. And she was fucking trying to fight Momo?
Yes, but I think this is just something that brought up. I'm assuming it's going to be brought up later because when they're being chased after the police start capturing the family, it's revealed she ain't human. She's like a
No.
subterranean alien thingy. So I reckon the saying like you killed uh our great serpent and I'm going to fight you for it. I think it's more just her being pissed that her plan to make a gigantic earthworm to attack the surface was foiled. So she's like, low key, screw it. I'm gonna just beat your ass now because you suck. You've ruined 200 years worth of planning. I think the volcano was just sort of a side benefit. It's like, cool. It's just not going to blow up now.
Yeah.
Or it was going to blow up anyway, which what Momo said with the geyser.
Mhm.
She said, "Oh, that could be an indicator of the volcano." Which, if you think about episode 12 from season, or even episode 13, the geyser does shoot straight up,
Yes,
like
it does,
as
yeah.
when it falls. So it already, and then she said, "Oh, that could be an indicator." So it could be the volcano was always going to erupt, and just so happened to time when Momo killed the worm. I think more so she was pissed at the death of 200 years worth of killing people, or the waste of that.
I mean, there's loads of stuff in this episode, so like, but I want to talk about it in context of characters. But like, the thing that doesn't really come up because I love Seiko, right? And Seiko just coming in on a UFO with Taro and the Peony Boys
It was
was
unexpected.
fucking sick though. It was so sick. Like she just looked so cool at pretty much every moment.
Yeah, I thought that funny too. And I liked how Tara was just like, I don't want to be floating. Get me down. It was just like terrified. And Psycho's just like, yeah, nah, shut up. On Psycho, she is
Hmm.
great. Adjacent, her apprentice who wants to be a bootuber,
Oh
who's supposed
yeah.
to do handstands. I didn't expect him to be her apprentice, but I kind of loved it because he was
Yeah.
shown to be a bit of an idiot. Well, not an idiot, but like sort of just like, man, I don't want to do this. I just want to record my handstands, put them on BooTube.
Was he an idiot or was he the most logical one out of everybody?
I think his casual personality. He's a bit of a airhead, but
Hmm.
later on, I do think he was the more like he can be serious,
Yeah,
or he can be the most reasonable.
he was the one who was like, yeah, and I know Seiko. We want to honor Gigi's wishes of not killing Evil Eye inside of him by doing the exorcism, but like, it's a fucking dangerous little spirit. It's a dangerous yokai. We probably should just do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad times.
Yeah, and who you can't blame him because like this is after like what the 10th time Gigi gets water transforms, and then he like blows up the house. I can see why he would think like that.
So let's talk about Gigi then, because what
I love
happens at
Gigi.
the end of that fourth episode is that Taro, who is, if you remember correctly from the first season, he's the like biology mannequin that had a girlfriend mannequin thing, and
He's
he runs really fast and strong and
and
stuff
and screams.
and screams. Yeah, he doesn't sacrifice himself because that would have like implied that he actually dies, but he sort of breaks himself apart. Well, gets broken apart by Gigi so that he can cover Gigi and trap him
Contain him.
inside.
Yeah, like contain the Eli with all a bunch of different like barriers inside his body.
So that sort of contains the evil eye for now. And then they've got to try and get it and get rid of him for from that's most of the season really that they're trying to get rid of the evil eye, right?
Yeah, from pretty much episodes 5 to 9, it's all about dealing with Gigi's evil eye infestation problem, which I rather enjoyed that. I think that was probably my favorite like chunk of this season, just because it led to a lot of development for all the characters, but also gave us a lot of Gigi, and I fucking love Gigi. There was a quote that he had said when Gigi's still inside Taro,
Hmm.
and they're in a car and they're driving. Don't remember where they're driving to, but they're driving somewhere.
They're driving to the
And
hospital, right, to see his mum and
yes,
dad.
to his parents. And so Gigi is trying to move, but he
Hmm.
can't because he's inside the mannequin. And his way of trying to get Taro to move, he goes, "Look, man, I can't move unless you do, and you need to move like I do." And I just love that so much. And like the way Alex Lee, the English voice actor, delivers it, fucking hilarious. I love that guy so much. He's also in everything. But like just there's so many moments like that with Gigi where like he can be the serious like when he doesn't want the evil eye to be exercised, and you can see like he that emotion, but then he can just be a complete and utter dumbass and will just like spit out the most random nonsense. I'm like, my boy, I love you. You're great.
It's when he shows off that's what really pisses me off because he can be really like a good friend. Like he can be like he can be a really good friend. He can be really earnest and he can be dumb in like an adorable way. But then like when he goes to school and like Momo's friends come up to him and then he does his weird like dab stuff and his facial expressions.
It's funny.
I don't like it, man. It's just so dumb.
What what the but like that oh, that's just him. He just wants to be friendly. He wants to make sure people are happy and that people are laughing. Granted, then he gets splashed and becomes evil guy, whatever.
Okay, okay. Whatever, whatever.
I can get why maybe it might be annoying. However, I did not find it annoying in the slightest. I found that endearing, and I liked even like because remember I even calls him out, just like a fine, keep flirting, whatever.
True.
But I don't, it's just him, and I like it. And then it also makes I guess the dichotomy between normal Gigi and evil eye Gigi that more apparent. But I think that's why they did it in that specific scene where he was just like being a complete ass
Yeah.
because then it's just evil eye just like, do you want to be butchered?
I'm gonna murder you all. Gigi was like really bigged up in this series. It was said that it was a reason why the Evil Eye chose him because he was like a specimen, like he was a prodigy that they called it.
With his spiritual power.
Spiritual power, but also like physical power, I guess as well. Um, so yeah, he has been made a very important being.
Being.
I liked the way that Seiko teaches him what Momo used to do when she was a kid, and
Oh, the finger.
and him realizing what Momo was doing all that time, rather than it being something that she just did because she was an oddball. There was a reason for it, like, to channeling the chi, and
Hmm.
I liked the way he took to it like a duck to water as well, not being able to be pushed over.
I love that those sections because I say the prodigy and how he realized. I also like Momo's reaction to it, where he's like, "Oh, that's what you did," and then she's like, "Oh, smug, like, sure is," and Saigo's like, "You hated it, like you complained every day about it," as Momo's being like super smug. Yeah, I do like that. The fact that he's a prodigy, because normally like prodigy characters kind of suck because like you don't give a shit. It's like, oh wow, you're just great at everything. But that's where I think his personality of being sort of
A
the
goofball.
goofball, I think that's where it balances out the prodigy thing because he doesn't really have an ego. Because a lot of times prodigy characters, a lot of times they're up their ass about themselves. Like, I'm so great. Gigi's not that. Whilst he might be perceived as that, I don't think
Mm,
he won't be like, look at me, I'm so great. If anything, that's where like he deflects with these like sort of comedy antics. When people are like, you're so great, Gigi's like, oh, thanks, and doesn't take anything seriously in that regard.
yeah.
And that's why I like those goofy moments. Just back on your point, how saying you didn't like them.
It's literally just the facial expressions. I hate the facial expressions.
When they open the mask and he's just like, "Bun."
I mean, yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, because you knew it was Gigi straight away with that facial expression.
But there was part of me thinking like when they would have just pulled it like a fast one, like when they were doing the first exorcism, open the face, I'm still here, bun, just immediately close on the Eli's
Yeah.
face. They keep doing it. I'm like, is it rule of threes? Are you gonna do a third one?
Oh, let's move on to the Evil Eye then. That rock concert exorcism was fucking sick.
That was sick.
I loved that so much. And I loved like Okarun, Ira, and Momo headbanging to it as well.
Yeah.
It was just like it was so out of place for them, but also they were just getting
It's
into the rhythm, and like just getting into it.
yeah. My favorite bit about that, like yes, music, great, loved it. It was before they started playing. Like they're putting their stuff together and like the bassist like the string just pops and then like Momo and Okarun are like huh and Ira's like what the hell, and then when they start Ira's still just like what is this, like what are we doing here, whilst Momo and Okarun are like yeah, are you ready to rock yet, and Ira's just like no, like what are you doing, but then they play it and then like you said like they all just start headbanging in sync and like it was great.
But they didn't go through with it in the end. Evil Eye's still around, but suppressed a little bit by Gigi. They've worked out that hot keeps it at bay, cold brings it out in
Mhm.
general. And there's been a few moments where like something drops on the evil eye, on Gigi, and he turns straight to the evil eye, destroys the house, destroys it again, threatens to kill everybody.
Hmm.
But I did like the way that Okarun dealt with that with Turbo Granny's help, becoming the unstoppable force for his immovable object
Pretty
so
much.
that they can have play dates was fucking great.
I do like that because if you thinking about it, it does make sense why the evil eye he Oakland realized it's just a kid because it is just a kid, a fucked up kind of kid, but a kid nonetheless. And yeah, I loved everything to do with Oakland's how he dealt with the situation even beforehand because that's where one of my favorite episodes happened of where Okarun, Ira, and Teva Granny fought the. I'm assuming it was it
Composers.
Beethoven, Mozart, and a bunch of other famous composers that are all dead.
Yeah, I don't know which ones. They were all just photos
You're,
on the
I was gonna say
wall.
you're British. You should know about the composers and
I
shit.
should. One of them was Beethoven.
But I liked how like Turbo Granny because like he was teaching Okarun in the Turbo Granny way of just like giving a bit of information, then just saying, "Go on, you poop head, you turd
Yeah.
nugget."
I did the smallest piece of information and basically a kick up the ass, and then just like
Yeah.
you deal with it now. I give you what I needed to give you. You can just do it. Just do it.
You sound like to be like a mafioso. Then I gave you the information. Do
Give
it.
you just do it. Just do it.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
But yeah, the Turbo Granny's great in that episode where like She's just like she's always like, "You are making me look bad, Okarun. You turd nugget. What are you doing? I'm so much better than this. You're well better than Evil Eye. You're just making me look bad because you have no fucking rhythm."
I did like that. And like she explains like, yeah, Evil Eye is this fast. Ira is matching his speed. You shit.
He doesn't like, and they explain that by him not liking music, so he doesn't have any like rhythm or whatever. And the first music that he'd heard was that exorcism. I mean, I don't believe him, but like the first music maybe that he's vibed with at least.
Which I liked how they used that music in not just an exorcism. Like they came back to it,
Yeah,
which is something I like about Dandadan in general, because a lot of anime just like they might have something and then they just kind of forget about it and just leave it. But like it seems like in every couple of episodes there's something they can draw back to. But yeah, I liked the callbacks and I liked how when Okarun realized it, and then like the scene where the music was like blasting and he's just sprinting through everything. I thought that looked cool as shit. That's also the episode where it was yeah my favorite just because of the colors. Because yeah, you had
the
Okarun and
contrast.
Ira on the background, but then all even the composers, the different eye colors and how that also
Yeah,
like their music notes. I'm like, this is just an aesthetic, and I like it a lot.
Ira with her reddy pink hair all over the place. The
Acro Silky.
Acro Silky. A really good episode. I really enjoyed that. Like a good episode based on music, on good music, is always like a banger for me. Like it just gets you in the mood for the whole episode.
To fight God. No, you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight a deity when you listen to really good music.
But not really.
No,
He can probably smite me down.
nah, not if you have good music. Not if
True.
you hype. Because we're on Trevor Granny, we have this episode. Another one of my one of my favorite quotes, because I forgot it was in episode 1 of this season,
Yeah.
where Trevor Granny is in Momo's backpack, and like when she gets squashed behind, and then Trevor Granny just smacks the kiddo in the head, and then Momo's like, "You need to help me, Trevor Granny. I ain't gonna help you, you poop head. You damn bitches." I just love it so much, and her delivery of like just the random insults throughout the entire season, even like part 1, part 2. I just love her so much because, and there's also a moment where she's trying to get Momo's attention. I think after uh Gigi they get back after
Hmm.
the hospital, and she's like, Momo, where's my fluffy pillow? I don't know, man. Why should I care? And she keeps asking like, Momo, where's my fluffy pillow? It leads to nowhere, but just like Toga's just face, just like, hey bitch, where is it?
Devil
I just
Granny
love it.
wasn't in this season enough. I don't think.
But I think she made her appearances work.
She
Like
did.
she made them worth it, especially like with her helping out Okarun. I think that was like she wasn't the
Yeah.
one, but like those moments sort of made up for it because like you can tell she still doesn't really give that much of a shit because she even admits I'm always in a way to kill you guys. Um, but I think on some level she does want to help Okarun sort of grow, and I like that a lot.
I think that's a bit of selfish though. She doesn't want to self her power to look like a weakling, you know?
Oh, like there is 100% selfish motivation there. I think like 90% of it is selfishness and wanting to make herself look better and eventually make sure her powers don't disappear if Okarun dies. Because I'm assuming if he dies, then her powers go away and she's stuck
Potentially,
as a
yeah.
cat. I think but that's why I think like there's like at least 5% where she's like, this kid saved me and, help him as much as I can. Or not as much, help him a bit. Hence the one word of advice, go.
So that episode had Ira in it as well. Let's talk a little bit about Ira, who just like has taken her abilities in her stride. Like she just knows what to do. I don't understand how. Like Okarun's been training a little bit longer than Ira, not a lot longer, but Ira's just so much better at it. Just like everything.
I think she's similar to Gigi in that way. Because I think she was already like athletic beforehand. And then plus, I think she sort of also just lets Acro Silky sort of take over. Because you have to remember, Okarun doesn't have Toboggan in his head. He's just got the powers. Ira kind of fused with the Afro Silky, so like it's Ira plus a little bit of Afro Silky, but the reason that she's to take over is because she thinks Ira is her daughter, which is a
I thought
whole it
Akira Silky died basically and just passed her powers on to Ira well, as she was dying.
oh as she was actually sort of like fused together. So it was like a weird thing that it wasn't that obvious, but like even when she's first switched when I was talking to Turbo Granny, and she's like, "Hey, no, that was Acro Silky talking." So I
Mm,
think there's still like a part of it in there, which probably maybe helping her sort of acclimate to the abilities faster than Okarun can. At
fair.
least that's my assumption. Too, I say that, but then like she's, oh, that's just Acro Silky talking, and then when she's not transformed, she still calls Turbo Granny, "You little fucking weasel! Like, fucking kill you!"
I liked the way in the final battle that she kept trying to get everyone to call her the leader of sort of stuff. Like if she was in character then, because like I was that kind of girl who's like the popular kid who thinks that they should be the center of attention of everything, and she isn't in some respects here, and but she still wants to be,
Hmm.
and I like that arc for her because not everything's going her way, but she still thinks it is in some ways as well.
You mentioned that, and I think you sort of see her realize that a bit when Okarun thanks her at the end of the musical episode, and she tells herself like, just say something cute, just like be you. But
Mm,
then I think it's that moment where that's where like her entire facade sort of like was like broken for not long, but I feel like that's like the start of something because then she just stood there twiddling her thumbs. It's like, okay, there's more to you. There's probably something going on, and I feel like in following seasons, I reckon they'll be explored, and I'm keen for that. I do like Ira. She's funny, and I like
cheers.
how she calls Momo a pig, and Momo calls her a fugly skank. I think that's hilarious.
Their relationship is one of my favorites because they like each other, but also hate
They
each
can't admit
other.
it. Yeah, their egos don't allow them to assume they're friends, but there's those moments when like Ira's staying over and like she's apologizing to Momo for accidentally turning Gigi evil eye. Momo's like, nah, it's fine. And you can see Ira just be like it's like the first time someone has said anything like that to her,
Yeah.
or has just sort of accepted her when a fault has shown. Because she's always presented like, I'm perfect. But then she hasn't, she's fucked up. But then she's with people who aren't just gonna like drop it.
Mm.
And like they're like, yeah, fucking whatever. Because like they've done worse. I agree with you. I like Ira's and Momo's relationship in that aspect. I do think it's funny that she just fawns over Okarun.
What's the deal with that? Why is everybody fawning over Okarun? I mean, he's getting more confident, I guess, because you saw that in his showdown with Evil Eye. He was like, "No, you're only playing with me," and being like direct to it.
Master
Um,
Rage Beta.
yeah.
You're like, you're weak. I'm not. I'm strong. Weak. You're not strong. I am. No. Weak. I'll fight you if you're strong, but you're not strong. I just love that.
We can fight every Tuesday if you want, but you're
Otherwise, no
weak.
deal.
Yeah, you can't
But
fight with anyone else. It's only me.
but but unfortunately, you said you want to kill everyone. No, and he just if don't stop. No, I did not. I said I'd only fight you. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okarun is a chick magnet, and I don't quite understand it. Like Momo, I get they've built their relationship like over like trauma and battles and stuff. They've built that together. Ira sees him as a savior, a little bit because he sort of did save her, in the accuracy Silky fight. She saved herself in the end, really, but like Okarun's the one who like sped her up her and stuff. But then like in the last couple of episodes, what the class president started to sort of like fawn over him, and in the very final shot of the season with the alien
The alien.
girl. What's going on with Okarun? And is it that the lack of one golden ball is just giving him like weird sex appeal? Because I don't understand.
It's just raw sex appeal.
How is that possible?
Just raw sex appeal.
Have you seen that clip with Louis Capaldi where it's just like, I'm just raw sex appeal?
No.
It's hilarious. But to answer the question, I don't know. But I think
Good,
I
great
don't
answer.
think the
Thanks, Thomas.
I,
The
I
great
don't think
insight.
class I don't think the class president was fawning over him. I just think because as it showed even earlier in the season, when Momo or her friends came and dragged Okarun away, he was very much like, no, I don't wanna. It focused on her being like just concerned, like just concerned for like a classmate.
I don't
I
know,
think
man. I
I
don't
think
know.
the weirdo perv character Kinta, who I don't like, I think he sees it as Okarun being the chick magnet
True. But just
because
staying quickly before we go on to that douchebag. Qu- On the class president, right?
mm,
There may be some sort of, all right, now he's got two girls fawning over at him. There must be something about him. So maybe I should as well, you know?
no,
You don't
I
reckon?
don't I
You
don't
don't think
reckon.
that's a thing?
No.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I think it's the trope of the class president wants to protect or wants to be in charge, and when she sees Momo just sort of yelling and dragging him, it's just like, hey, this is my classroom. Fuck off. It is like she wanted to be like his savior in a way, like because we don't know. I don't know if we'll see more of a character, but in other anime, like when the class president's like that, it kind of wants to fuel their ego a little bit. I don't think that's the case for her, but like that's a possibility as well. Or it could just be she's just a good person.
Yeah.
Look, I could be wrong. Maybe she's had a crush on Okarun since they were
I no,
elementary school
I
or
doubt
something.
that. I doubt that she's had a crush on him for ever. But I think that now that he's getting noticed by other people and is more prominent and less ignorable in the school, I think that may be an indicator that he won't be ignored by more people.
Maybe that. Yeah, I'm not too sure how they're going to go with it.
Hmm.
But I see your point. I see your train of thought.
So let's talk about the douchebag then.
Oh, fucking Kinta. I like he's a twat, right? I don't like him. And like he's just so weird. And like he's giving off the false confidence. I know he's supposed to be like the deject ignored loser character who's just the nerd and gets made fun of, but he's just so unlikable. I was kind of rooting for the bullies.
That's the worst episode of the season, by the way. The flashback to the first season, where it just puts Kinta in the same scenario, just off to the side.
I
I
can't.
didn't like it.
I thought that was
Why?
funny
I mean, it
because
was.
he's just like it's like these emotional moments and like the music's swollen, then it goes Kinta, and the music just cuts. And it's just him going,
I don't like that kid, and there's just a reason why he shouldn't be there. Like he's terrible. He's a terrible person. He's a try hard, yeah.
yeah,
He likes to be tries to be well groomed, but
he has delusions of grandeur.
like he knows his place as well because he's singing really loud, and then as soon as he gets near people, he just goes.
He knows his
He
place.
knows his place. He sucks.
Jesus.
Kinta sucks. Like
Kinta does
I
suck.
know he gets a hero arc at the end of the season, right?
Oh, but even then,
He sucks.
and like the thing that sucks extra is in English, he's voiced by Bryce Papenbrook, who is Aaron in Attack on Titan, Kirito Solon. Like, I like him. He's good. But I just don't like the character and it sucks.
He's he's a perv.
Is he a
Is he a
perv?
perv?
Or
He's
because
not a perv.
he just wanted to use sex hot talk because he heard Moment talk about balls.
But his ultimate goal is to get girls. Like that's right.
Yeah. Or just to be popular enough to get girls.
Yeah. And that's why he's following Okarun because Okarun is friends with Momo and becomes friends with Momo. And he's like, oh my God, this loser has got a friend like Momo. How did he do it?
I just want to say, you don't hate him because you see maybe some of your old childhood self in him, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, that was supposed to be a bit. Okay, fuck. Just going back to where you said you hated, or you didn't, you thought it was worst episode of the season. Again, I thought it was hilarious. Just him randomly fall and like him trying to interject and make himself the main character, similar to Ira, but
Hmm.
like in sort of a meta way they've done the episode because I think he believes himself to be the main character as well. Like, yes, he knows his place, but like also he's just like, I can be the main character, but then like chickens out the last second every time.
No, because he did because they made him be the guy who gets the weird Buddha Gundam thing and then turns it into a Gundam in his own visage with sunglasses and like an
Yeah.
open fucking jacket, and then he still almost died.
Until Momo and Ira just went, all right, we'll save your ass.
I get that he brought some sci-fi knowledge into it, but I don't want him to stick around. And I feel like they've set him up to stick around, and I don't want that to happen because I just want to slap his face.
I have a feeling with the addition of the alien girl at the end, who we don't know her name yet, I
Hmm.
think it's going to be two trios. Momo, Ira, alien girl, Okarun, Gigi, Kinta. And they'll like move them around, make different combos.
Oh no.
Especially when like Okarun's like, wow, you did so great. And like he was excited about it. I'm like, okay, so this is what they're doing.
Yeah, but
They're building up their crew of different uh specialties and they'll mix and match through different arcs.
just get rid of Kinta and bring in Chiquitita.
And his kid, because his kid's adorable.
And that is Chiquitita.
Oh,
Mr. Peony is
I,
the
I think I forget their names because
the
they
dairy farmer.
I can barely hear their names when they talk. Fuck into now. I want to talk about just quickly the kid and how like when they go back to Psycho's place
Hmm.
after the Eli thing, and then Ira's like, "What are you doing, you alien scum? Get out of here!" And then as soon as she sees the kid, she's like, oh, "Yay!" and just hugs him on the ground like, "You can stay. Just you can stay. You're adorable." That was endearing. But you know who we haven't talked about yet? Momo.
Momo. Hmm.
Do you not like Momo?
No, of course I like Momo. I don't have a lot to say really about Momo except her burgeoning relationship with Okarun. That's basically
That's
it
it.
for me and Momo this time. I like that she's starting to realize that she likes him and is starting to put the moves on him because he will never do that to her, even
No.
though he loves her.
I feel like last season Momo was a bit more of the focus, but then this time she wasn't as much. But I kind of liked how they used her because it more just developed her relationships with all the different characters.
Yeah.
Like even like when Okarun was the main or Gigi was the main focus, she was still always present. Like because sometimes like with the main characters, like oh we want to do a side character, and they just sort of get pushed a bit.
Yeah.
I think they did the balance well, where Momo still always felt like, yeah, we're focusing on these guys, and Momo's not in a lot, but she is still the main
Yeah.
character or one of the two main characters. Like when she goes out to get a job,
Yeah.
which that was funny. The blooming relationship, how she just kept watching the clock, like, can I go, Okarun? Okarun, just waiting to wind down the clock. But I think she has some good fights this season, or this season one, part two. I just like Momo as a character. I think
Yeah.
she's funny.
We've already talked about her relationship with Ira, but that bit where she gets the job in the weird tea house, right?
The maid cafe.
Yeah, the main cafe. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? When one of your friends had an
Go to a
embarrassing
maid
job?
cafe?
No, no, no. One of your friends had like an embarrassing job, and you just go there to see what they're doing.
I don't think I did because I don't think I would ever thought about being that much of a dick. Actually, wait, I did once because someone was working at a KFC and I wanted to be a.
Yeah, it's same. Like the McDonald's. One of my
And you
friends
just like,
worked at McDonald's, and basically his whole family worked at McDonald's at the time. And we just, went through
but
the drive-through, see if he was there, and he was. Nah.
a whole family working at McDonald's. God damn.
Like he had a lot of cousins around the same age.
I think meant like mum and dad work there as well.
No, no, no.
The fact that Momo's friends drag like first they got her the job and
Hmm.
then like her will drag Okarun there as well. So it was all just a giant ploy, and I love that as well.
I
I thought that
loved
was
that the
hilarious.
Okarun did not want to go with them, and they just kept dragging him.
I also because he said this is a date to drink tea, and then they're like, if Gigi took Momo out for tea, is that a date? And she goes, absolutely not, with his glasses. The complete double standard on that is, oh.
Momo in general this season has been good. Like I don't have many like specific points about her. Just I like her relationships with Ira have grown. Her relationship with Okarun has grown, and also her relationship with Gigi. So yeah, like she's had good character development. I just can't point to like specific moments apart from the bit at the end of the fourth episode where she almost jumped into the lava to
True.
save Okarun, even though that was never gonna fucking work.
I also liked about that when they do get saved and Turbo Granny jumps off, she's like, Turbo Granny, forgot about you. I just like completely like did not remember Turbo Granny whatsoever. Like, oh shit, yeah, you were down there, right? One of the moments I did like how you mentioned like you couldn't remember or couldn't pinpoint after the bathhouse where it's Momo, Psycho, and Turbo Granny,
Hmm.
and like Momo's just trying to push Psycho to be like, hey, grandma, like do you need help? I can get a job. And then Psycho's like, no, it's fine, we're fine. And Momo's like, you're not fine. And like that moment where it's like, because a lot of times in both these past episodes, Momo kind of just like shits on her grandma a bit. Like it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, grandma, I love you, but also like you think there's like some animosity there. But really, I like how it showed that Momo does still care, and she cares probably a lot about her family. And then you can see that start to branch up with Gigi, Ira, and Okarun, how she's slowly opening up more to them, which I think that's her role in this part of the series was that, like just to show her sort of opening up more in a sort
Yeah.
of a more reserved way.
Space Kaiju. They found the second golden ball, and it was in an invisible space kaiju, which began growing to
In
an insurmountable size.
it was just Godzilla,
It was
and it's
basically just Godzilla. If Godzilla had three horns and the laser came out of his horns instead of his mouth, like fire breathing thing, it's basically Godzilla.
which this is the second time they've done this because I don't remember. Do you remember in season one how when they were in the school with the underwater stuff,
Mm,
where it's basically just Shin Godzilla?
yeah, and
Yeah, so
it was Nessie, but it was Shin Godzilla,
yeah,
basically.
someone either the author of the mangaka really likes Godzilla, or the animation studio really likes Godzilla.
I mean, who
I feel
doesn't?
like we should. I feel like they should just make Godzilla at this point.
But Invisible Godzilla, Invisible
It's true.
Godzilla,
It was cool. I think the fight dragged on a bit.
correct. And it didn't help that Kinta was at the heart of that fight as well.
Yeah,
But when it turned into Akasilki and Momo fighting in the
mech.
Gundam thing, that became a lot better as a better fight.
The Kinta stuff was sort of neat at the beginning, but yeah, then he just sort of like was monologuing. I'm like, I get the bit. I don't like the bit though. I like after the fact, like after they like suplexed the kaiju, and then Okarun's trying to get it out because the others have gone away. And he's like, "Where's Evil? I need his help." And Gigi's just fucking climbing a building. It's
Like,
like, "Come
get
down here!"
down!
No.
No, you tell
And then
me what to do. You say, I can't murder people. I want to climb.
you want me to fight you? I just want to murder. And which also like when he's in the mech, all like this entire episode, all he says is just like murder. I want to kill someone. Like whenever it cuts to him.
Oh, I just remember the grossest thing, which was turned him into the evil eye in the first place. Like
Oh, the
Kinta's flop
sweat.
sweat.
Oh,
Ugh. Ugh.
God, that's disgusting.
I
why do his cheeks jiggle like that?
It was disgusting. It was fucking disgusting. It was horrible. But I did enjoy GD and Okrun taking the Godzilla away, just running, everyone running behind them, and then all of them
What?
like falling off. Like Okrun now has the best stamina over everybody.
Yeah, and they're just like having a full-on conversation as people just like, shit. As
They're
yeah.
running fast. They're running fast.
But when they get back to Memo's house, it's like cool, they saved it. But then fucking Kinta has to talk again. And
Hmm.
he's like, you guys are late. It's like, fuck off.
And we find out that the Godzilla suit is a suit. Yeah, it's got a zipper, and there's like a an alien
Alien
with
girl inside.
antennae in there, and it kisses Okra. That's what it looks like from Momo's perspective, anyway. that the alien kisses Okarun.
And then her heart explodes and her house because she's
Again.
got the cube that like make like the futuristic cube and just like heart crush
Hmm.
kaboom,
Yeah, exactly.
and then that's the end, which feels like a more satisfying conclusion to a,
Absolutely.
a season one, especially because it mirrors the end of episode one where she learns Okar's name is Kenta. She's that's when like explosion behind and had the same zoom in. I'm like, this is just one season. This isn't two seasons. It's one.
A really satisfying ending for me. That one. I know I know it's a cliffhanger, but it's the right t sort of cliffhanger for an end of season, rather than what we got at the end of the last season, which was basically
Whole and creepy guys.
just mid everything. There wasn't like the beat drop of the, you know how soaps do it when they go. I'm thinking of EastEnders, right? Like, and from this side, and they go dum 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 dum. That's the sound of it, of the show ending just after like, and I killed your father or stuff like that, or I had an affair or something like, you know what I mean? Like those types of cliffhangers. I'm gonna shut up anyway. Then
No, sorry.
it ended up it ended in a good way rather than the ending of last season.
I think this was initially meant to be just one season back to back, but I think they did delay it for like quality probably is most likely. It just kind of sucks that it took a year to get to an actual conclusion for a season one, even if they call it season two, which I still think it's not.
You know,
It's season one, part two, and I'll die on that hill.
one thing from me before we wrap up. The intro, the sec
Oh,
this
yeah, true.
let's talk about the intro, right? Because I'm on the record saying that the Dandadan season one intro was fucking banger. I loved it so much that I bought the record, the Creepy Nuts record. This season had a different intro. It was
Mhm.
different. It had a different vibe. It probably suits the overall vibe of this season a little bit more. Because last season was like a bit chaotic and like all rock and roll, all gas, no brakes. That's the way.
Mhm.
But this season was more of like a reflective, trying to get on with your powers and building relationships and stuff. So that it makes sense why they changed it. It doesn't have the hook for me though. It just for me, it doesn't have the hook that makes me remember what the fucking intro is. And and I still sing the other one because that has the hook.
I get what you mean with, but like the reason the first Creepy Nuts was so catchy is because half it's just dun 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 dun, which
Yeah,
is what is in your head.
it is.
I kind of like this one better.
Mhm.
Not that the first one is bad, but I think I just like Ina the end more, just like her style. But also I think I said to this before we started recording. I like how this opening, the visuals tell the story instead of just like a rotating cast of characters, which is what the first opening was. Just like, oh, look how cool and zany this show can be. I like how this one kind of showed it from Okarun's perspective. Like
Mhm.
each had his glasses and like more so like how he was dealing with things. I liked how it was just from his perspective, and it gave us a look, a stylized look at Okarun, who was sort of like the main focus this time around. You know, I just like Eye of the End more, I think, but they're both good, and I get why you wouldn't fuck with it as much because yeah, there is no repetitive hook sort of thing that like sticks in your head, but there is a little bit of one, but it's just like not a major part like the first one is.
Yeah, it's not the word standard on either. The thing that actually stays in my head of the tune is not the word standard on, which is it what happened in the Creepy Nuts one, which is dan 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 dan.
Fair enough, but also like with the switching of opening songs, that's just an anime thing. Every 12 episodes it changes. Maybe 15 or 16 if they're being extra.
Okay, let's go to the series rankings then. Tom, what would you give this series on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's tough because I don't normally give because this is that still technically unfinished series. And with the anime, I don't like to give like scores when I know there's still more because
Mhm.
like it's not a complete story, and it's like, can I really judge it? Because a lot of it is cliffhangers and everything. To try my best, I'd say maybe an 8 or 9. Like I can't really decide between the two, and I don't like giving half numbers. It probably was a 9, but then Kinta happened,
Kinta
and
the I said it. I said it. I said it. I'm sorry.
don't be
I'm not
sorry.
usually the one that says it, but I did. I did. I'm
Kinta,
sorry, guys. I'm really sorry.
yeah, look, I maybe his character will get better. Maybe he'll have a realization that he's a prick or just a weird perv. You know what? 8. I think the fight with Godzilla did not need to be over the 3 episodes. I think they could have maybe streamlined it a bit. It was cool, but I feel like they could have done some more to change it up. But overall, I still really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will be seated for the third season when it comes out.
Same. And in terms of, I will be seated for the third season. I really like the show, and I don't binge stuff ever, and I did to catch up with this series. Like it annoyed me a lot the way the movie ended, enough to make me delay starting this series. But once I got into it, there's just nothing like this on TV. I really enjoy it. Yes, Kinta sucks. Kinta sucks so bad that I want to slap him in the face. I don't want to see him in the show again, but I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
You will.
You again, I think you're right with the Godzilla fight. It's a little bit too long. I think having a 4 episode arc well, it was probably a 5 episode arc all in all in the volcano town was probably a little bit too long as well, although we got some really good stuff in there. There's some really good moments in here, and like at the end of the day, this is a romantic comedy in its budding romance stage, and kind of like I'm there for it. I'm just there for it. I give this a 8.5. I'm gonna go for a 0.5, even though you don't like them, Tom. I don't care.
That's okay. You do you.
Thank you.
You do you do. You do you, British Kinta.
Fuck you.
It's just the glasses. That doesn't help you.
No, I know.
Now I'm just gonna see you as British Kinta.
I was doing it purposely. Okay. I think that's it for another episode of Watching Now. This was Dan to Dan, season 2 review from me and Tom. If you liked this, then like, subscribe, leave a comment on your favorite episode of Dan to Dan, favorite moment, favorite character, why Kinta sucks so bad. If you can possibly afford it, become a member on couchsoup.com and support independent creators like us, and keep these shows going. But for now, we'll see you next time on the Watching Now podcast when I'm sure we'll be talking about something lovely, but I don't know what it is yet. See you later. Bye. Hello and welcome to the Watch It. I can't look at you when I do this.
Why?
See, Katie was fine. I knew that she was laughing at me, but I can't keep a straight face when you piss yourself. It wasn't a robot.
Oh, fine. It was a fursuit.
It was a furry suit.
Yeah, because like there's your and the hands. It's just it was their first owner. You're not used to that sort of those comments. You're used to Katie's intellectual analysis instead of just
Yeah,
like
this is going to be so intellectual, this episode. It's going to be so great. It's just going to be like on a new level of pompous.
We will utilize our linguistic capabilities to effectively convey our thoughts and opinions on a series.
That